All right, we're going to get this started. Real quick, let me take a sip of coffee. And then another quick sip of water to chase it down for my teeth. Delicious, even better out of my mugs. First, kayak catfishing tournaments.store. That's where you go to, that's what essentially gets me paid to help me keep going and do all these tournaments for everybody. It's pretty awesome. I get a chunk of everything. Also, it helps support the anglers in the scene. Wear these pictures and your videos, etc. Do us a solid. If there's something up here, not up here that you want, like a certain type of shirt or whatever, just let me know. I can more than likely get it up there for you to purchase. All right, moving on. First sponsor, SandyDrifters.com. He gives 2 free packs. He gives a free pack to the first 2 non-cashing participants every single month in our month-long tournaments. Use code KAYAK15 at his website for 15% off your orders. Never Lost Anchor, sponsor of a lot of the anglers in the scene, sponsor to Kayak and Cats, and sponsor to us. In my opinion, best kayak anchor out there. All right. So I might be talking fast. We have a lot to go over. So immediately into the heart of the discussion, we're going to go first into the Sciota River Tournament. Sciota River Tournament this weekend. Oh, I started there for a reason. So if you go to the Fishing Chaos, for anybody new, go to Fishing Chaos, click on or press on if you're on your phone, Kayak Catfishing Tournaments, go to Tournaments, and I have cleaned this up. Sciota River is right here. You can easily see it by their picture from their Facebook page. Our Kayak Catfishing month-long events, our short online events, Cohen Lake Series, etc. It's much better organized now. Over to the, and bank fishing events does not have a picture yet because I want someone to make a logo for it. All right, Sciota River is this weekend. It starts Saturday. It runs noon to noon. Oops, sorry about that. And the boundaries are the southern border of the Sciota River at 348 Bridge in Lucasville, Ohio. Just so everyone can see that on the map right here. I will switch over to this view. That's the southern bridge, or the southern border. The northernmost border is the South of Detroit Street Bridge in Kenton, Ohio. You cannot fish west of this, and you cannot fish south of the other bridge. Everything in between is legal fishing waters. We currently have 9 anglers signed up. The legal boards are your muskie bumper, any catch board, and your Apollo board. If you buy a shorter board, just remember you cannot manually extend a board. If you buy the 36-inch muskie bumper walleye board, you're only going to get credit for 36 inches no matter how big the fish is. Same thing with the 48-inch catch board. I posted into the Sciota page the pros and cons of each one. My opinion, they have a relatively cheaper 60-inch board out that's like $54 now. Buy that one if you're a bank fisherman. If you are a kayak fisherman, I suggest the big boy just because it holds the bigger fish a little better. We currently have 9 anglers signed up. And I will be fishing either Griggs or Oshanahead, can't pronounce it. I'll be fishing there, or Oshanahe or whatever up in Columbus. I just think it's kind of important for me to announce where I'm fishing because I am the judge. I'm the only person who sees the coordinates. That is a big issue, That's an issue on our side for administrators. So everyone knows where I'm fishing and I'm not cord sniping. All right. Any questions before I move on, any questions on Sciota River? Is anyone in here for the Sciota River? And it's your 3 biggest fish over that 24-hour span, noon Saturday to noon Sunday. All right. No questions. Moving on. We are actually going to talk about the bank fishing tournament next. So again, if you're new, Fishing Chaos app, everything is identical app to computer. So you click on club, you go to Kayak Catfishing Tournaments, click on your tournaments, bank fishing events, September month long. This is for next month for, oh wow, we already got 12 anglers. This is for next month for bank fishermen. The first bank fishing series tournament is going to be all of September. It's going to be your 5 biggest fish, down here. That's a way you can tell how many fish are going to be in the event if I don't put it in the description. September's free. It's completely free. You can use any board you want. You can use a handmade board. It doesn't matter. We're making September completely free to anybody because they might not have time to get a board in time before September. October will be the first paid entry. It's going to be $30. $25 will go to their pot. $5 will go to their big fish. It must be public water, and it must be publicly accessible, and you must obtain your spot via foot and vehicle. It cannot be, your bank spot cannot be obtained via bank or any kind of water vessel. It's strictly a bank fishing tournament. If you did not obtain the spot by parking somewhere and walking to your spot, it is not a legal fishing spot. Also, public waters and publicly accessible does not always mean free. If you are fishing somewhere anyone can fish, you just got to pay $5 to park, or you got to pay $10 to be in that general area, but it's public. That is a perfectly legal fishing spot. Same thing with us on the kayak side. If you launch from a spot that charges a $5 launch fee, that's a perfectly legal launch spot because it's a publicly, anyone can go and pay $5. Places you can't launch would be, I work at a bank and the bank owns a pier and only bank employees can launch from that pier. That is not a publicly accessible launch, whether I pay for it or it's free. So that's what, and great point. No pay lakes. We are very anti-pay lake in this group. We actually have rules against individuals. If you fish pay lakes and if you're found or are known to fish pay lakes and you fish our tournaments, you will no longer be welcome back. That's my rule. If I lose people, if people hate me for it, don't care. That's just how I feel about pay lakes, and that's how the majority of our anglers feel about pay lakes. GPS and timestamps must be turned on. Don't forget, GPS and timestamps must be turned on so I can verify where you caught those fish. And as far as September, looks like they already got 12 anglers. That's amazing. Stan 3, Jeffrey Bicknell, Brendan Brewer, Arian, a bunch of names I don't even recognize. This is so cool. I might even hop in. Why not? Maybe I'll do some bank fishing in September. All right. That's that. Any questions on the bank fishing tournament? Because that's the brand new one. I have a feeling we're going to get Sciota, and the bank fishing is typically where we get the most questions because it's the most new. So any questions? Also, after this is over, seriously, anytime, day or night, always feel free to send me a message. I keep my notifications off on Facebook because I would rather an angler send me a question at 2 a.m. when it's fresh, if they feel like they're about to screw something up, and get it on paper, and then I can answer it when I wake up, as opposed to them being scared that they might wake me up. Anytime you have a question, ever, day or night, doesn't matter, send it to me as fast as possible so it's fresh in your brain so you don't forget. All right. I don't see any questions on the bank fishing or the Scioto. Moving on. Here we go. Next on the docket is... it's your 5 biggest fish, by the way, on the bank. I don't think I said that. I apologize. Next on the docket is the National 24-hour. So if you are here, so here's our short online events. All of our online events, short online events will be here now. If you are here for bank or Sciota and are curious how payouts work, we are actually going to do that here in 1 second. I'm going to do a deep dive into it. I did a deep dive into it last video, but now since we have a brand new scene, I'm going to do another deep dive into it so everyone can see how the payouts work. Here are the results for our 24-hour event. I'm going to highlight the guys who cashed because as these grow, it's just going to be impossible to get every single angler every time. Dan Scioto won and had big fish. It was your 3 biggest fish over 24 hours this past Saturday. His big fish was 49.75 inches, as you can see right here. I'll blow it up for everybody. Awesome, awesome, awesome identifier. But it has, if you're watching, no joke, I made this identifier like 2-3 months ago. But it is really funny that in your first 24-hour event, your word appeared as the identifier. I just thought that was really ironic. His next big fish was 43.5, and then he had a 39-incher. Justin Wierick over here fishing out in Nebraska, 42.25 blue. He had a 40 flat, I am extremely jealous of this. And he had a third. Actually, let's zoom in on that flat. That is a beautiful fish, man. He had a 40 flat and a 36.25 blue. And then Ryan Bortz came in third with a 42-inch blue, a 40-inch blue, and a 30. I think that's a blue. Maybe it's a channel. I'll have to look. I'll have to count the anal fins later. Hey, he submitted as a channel. That could be a channel. That's a big channel for Taylor So Lake. That's really big, unless he caught that somewhere else. And then fourth place was Haslife, 108.25. We will highlight the rest of the anglers just so people can get a quick glance of who was competing. Clint, Kayak Mike, Stephen Murray, Clinton Payne, Ray Polson, and Brandon Hunter. All right. Over to payouts for that tournament. We're going to do a slightly deep dive. Love that rule. Wait till this bank tournament. Okay, hello. Looks like a blue. I thought it was a blue too. We'll go into it. We're going to do a quick deep dive into the payout structure. So the August 24, I normally black these out just because I don't like having names directly associated with payout numbers, even though everyone can do the math and figure it out. We're completely transparent with payouts on this group. But I left them up. My process is I make them green. That tells me I paid them out. If I ever have a stream up and they're yellow, that means I have not paid them out yet. So I have paid everyone out as of this morning. We're going to move over a little bit here. There were 11 anglers. The entry fee was $40. After the credit card fee that Fishing Chaos has to charge, it's not a Fishing Chaos fee. They have a service that moves the money from your checking account to my checking account. Everyone pays $38.20 or $38.44 to the pot. We do a Cat King every national event. $1 of every entry fee goes to a Cat King tournament. Big Fish is $10, which means $27.44 of your $40 was to the pot for first, second, third. If you add all that up, that's $301.84, $301.84. And then 11 anglers times 10 is $110 for Big Fish. The way you get to all the payout numbers on this right-hand side here, you'll see 384 went into the pot. Third place gets their money back. Right here, you see first, second, third. Here's our payout structure. Third place gets their money back, which is $40. You take $40 minus the pot. So you have $261.84 remaining between first and second. 30% of that is 78.55. So I gave them 78.56. You subtract that from the pot. That gives you 182 or 183.28. This math right here is just dividing first place by the remaining pot to make sure it's 70%. So we clearly have 70%. And then this right here is me adding up first, second, third payouts to make sure when you subtract the pot from what I'm paying out, it equals 0. So that's how I come to the payouts. So if you ever see 70-30 money back, it's always 70%, 30% after money back is paid out. Quick, we'll go over to payout structure really quick. Here's our payout structure. Don't pay any attention to these numbers down here. Those were estimates before we knew the actual formula. Here's our payout structure for anyone who's interested. Bank and Scioto River. 1 to 4 anglers, 100%. 5 to 8 anglers, 100% the first after money back to second. 9 to 14, etc. So if you want to come back here and look, that's how the payouts are structured. Going back, don't need to talk anymore about the payouts. Very good. Down on to the agenda. Current standings, regional. All right, it's already up. Great. The current standings for the regional tournament are as is. Our regional tournament is Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky. If there's anyone out there who wants to start any kind of tournament scene, whether you have your own river system, you want to start your own state scene, anything like that, just let me know. I will happily set you up with a tournament. I may charge an administration fee for your personal tournament scene, like maybe $1 an angler, but I have no problem setting them all up. But here we are, Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky. This month, it's your 2 biggest fish and your 3 fish closest to, but not breaking that 25-inch slot. The identifiers F4A, it's a $20 entry with a $10 optional big fish pay-in. So currently in first, as of the 18th of August, is Ryan Bortz, 152.5 inches. Pretty sure this wiener caught all that in one fishing trip. And then second is Dave McKinley with 128.75. Third right now is Brandon Hunter with 121. Those are the payout spots. And then you can see everyone else's best fish right here. And me, I caught 4 fish last trip between 25 inches and 25.5 inches. And 2 of the 25 inchers were just barely touching that 25-inch mark. I was so bummed. Moving on, we're going to close this out. Let's go over to the chat real quick. I can't see the chat. Bank, hello, Justin, looks like a blue. All right. Any questions on the regional? Yeah, Ryan. I got to keep it PG. All right. No questions on the regional. Moving over to the national month long. Again, for people who aren't necessarily, or for people who are new, once you get to our club, month-long events right here. Scroll down. The national month-long open tournament. There are 6 anglers currently. In first place is Dan Sciota with 318 right now. In second place is JJ, Justin Johnson with Kayak Catfish with 294.5. Oh, yeah, Dan Sciota with Green Machine Outdoors on YouTube. And then in third place with 272.5 is Stephen Foltz. He's Has Life Fishing, by the way, guys. I think it's Has Life Fishing. I know it's Has Life. I just don't know if it's Has Life Fishing. And then rounding everything out, we got Clint Seeger, 247, Stephen Murray, 219.75, and Wayne Burnett, 55. I have a feeling Wayne's only probably fished once or twice. Wayne's a really, really good angler, too. All right, moving on to our slot standings. Month-long events. August slot tournament. We have 8 anglers in this event. You'll see there's no big fish area because it's a slot tournament. Justin Johnson's currently sitting in first with 158 inches. Clint Seeger sitting in second with 154.25 inches. And Stephen Foltz, Has Life Fishing, is sitting in third with 152 inches. Great fish. Just a quick reminder, new fishermen, when you catch a slot fish that is a perfect score, you have to measure it and send me video evidence of it bumped and you moving the tail up and down next to that 31.75, 32-inch mark to physically prove it could not go past 32 inches. The only real issue this scene ever runs into are slot fish. And knock on wood, we have had, I don't know if it's because of how we're policing it, but we have had nobody egregiously break or try and cheat on a slot yet. And it might be because we are forcing video evidence of perfect slot fish to be sent to myself. I don't believe I've gotten it from Clint and Steve, so send me that if you have it. If not, we will work with you. We will figure out the fish, what it looks like, etc. Has Life, you'll be getting a little more leeway than, say, a JJ because you're a brand new fisherman, but we'll figure it out. All right, moving on. Format change. Let me see if there's any questions. Any questions? Cover biggest fish of the year. I'm like, okay. Oh yeah, I always forget to do that. So biggest fish, biggest catfish of the year right here. The way you enter this, it's a $27 entry. It's a big cat side pot for the entire year. Only fish caught in competition can be submitted to this pot. Any KCT event. It could be Sciota River. It could, as long as it is a Fishing Chaos KCT event, any fish can be submitted to this pot. However, you have to enter this pot 24 hours before any of your entries get submitted. You can't join a month long, catch a big fish, and then 10 minutes later join this pot and submit it. You have to commit to this pot before you enter any fish for at least a 24-hour cycle. Right now, Dan Sciota is winning at 49.75. And the reason there's not an identifier for this is because your identifier will be whatever tournament you're currently in. This is not a any fish caught all year pot. This is a only fish caught in competition counts towards this pot. So it's just another way of rewarding anglers who are competing in our scene. Who's the wiener? Ryan Bortz is the wiener. Yeah, Dan Sciota is currently winning this with a 49.75 big fish. Then we got JJ in second, 45.75. Pat Murray in third, 44.25. Clint in fourth, 37.25. And myself in fifth with a 37-inch blue cat. Ryan, I thought you were in this. Ryan, you got to sign up for this. Get in this. All right, moving on. Any questions, let me know. I have the chat up, and I've been doing a really good job recently at staring at chat. Moving on, we are changing our national month-long tournament format. So if you ever compare our slot tournaments to our open tournaments, there's really no big difference in individual anglers. The whole point in having a slot versus an open was to have an opportunity for more individual anglers to compete and be competitive, but it's essentially being the same anglers in both, just very minimal unique anglers in either one. So we're just going to make it one tournament going forward. So it's going to be 1 month-long event, 4 over, 3 under 30 inches. So we'll click on September and take a look at that. All right. So far, we got 2 anglers in it. It'll be 4 over and 3 under 30 inches. And then it'll be, we'll have a big cat as well. $10, $60 still over the entire month. The only thing that's really changing is we're just doing away with the open completely. We're doing away with the slot completely. And we're making it 4 over, 3 under 30 inches for a singular month-long tournament. And then moving on, while we are eliminating one of the month-longs, we are adding another short tournament. And I'm extremely excited for this because I truly think our short tournaments are our bread and butter. Our in-person tournaments, our local tournaments like Cohen Lake and Sciota, and our short tournaments, I truly think those are the bread and butter. I think those are the ones that everyone enjoys the most and we get the most participation in. So over here, starting next month, we will have the second Saturday of every single month, unless otherwise stated, will be an 8-hour event. It will typically be in your 8 to 4 p.m. range. We may change depending on weather and pleasure boat traffic. So next month, it's going to be 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., 8-hour event, 3 biggest fish, national tournament. There are a lot of guys who want to fish 24-hour tournaments, but they don't want to go through the marathon of fishing at 1 or 2 in the morning, fishing all day, and then maybe coming home and sleeping and going back out. Some of us love that. Some of us hate that. But there are a lot of anglers who want to still compete. So this is just your standard everyday tournament, kayak catfishing, 6 a.m., 2 p.m. There'll still be boat traffic, so we're going to do an early afternoon start and finish. 3 biggest fish. It's a $40 entry, $10 mandatory big fish. I'm extremely excited for this format. I think this one is actually going to end up being our best format. So, and I am so sorry. And next month, Loki, hush. And next month, we are having, give me 1 second. I am so sorry. All right, and starting next month, there will be a try it before you buy it for our short events. For both short events, there's a try it before you buy it feature where you don't have to pay to still compete. You're not eligible for any prizes. You're not eligible for any money, etc. But you can enter. So let's say you're a little worried about being competitive against all these guys who are veterans, or if you don't have a legal board yet. You can enter this if you go to register. Click on your name. Yes, continue. If you click on free entry right here and hit continue, you will be entered into the free entry portion. So let's say you catch 90 inches worth of fish in this tournament and you're curious to see how you would have done. You'll be able to physically see where you would have stood up against all the vets. So next, we're going to try and do this once a quarter, once every 6 months. That way we can get new anglers in who might be a little wary of the competition against fishing against the vets, because you got some big names out there. You got Green Machine Outdoors. You got Kayak Catfish. You got Ryan Boris Blue Collar Fishing. I never not hit my bag, but I kind of have to rely on everyone else having a bad day. So like there's like some serious competition out here. So it's a good way to test your skills. And moving on, next month we will also be having in our short tournament series a 24-hour event. The 24-hour event is now going to be the last Saturday of every single month. The unless otherwise stated. I looked at the calendar. You got like Christmas is literally the last Saturday of the month in December, so it obviously won't be on Christmas. But the last Saturday of every month, unless otherwise stated, will be our 24-hour event. That is again $40 to enter. $10 mandatory big fish. It's your 3 biggest fish over that 24-hour period. This month, or I'm sorry, September will be a try before you buy it as well. It'll be your 3 biggest fish. If you don't want to compete, if you don't want to compete and pay and compete yet, and you're just curious to see how you would do, go ahead and hit that free button when you register. Just remember, you are not competing for cash or any prizes because you are in the free portion. Any board's legal in the free portion. It doesn't matter. I'm going to judge it. I'm going to judge your fish as if I would judge something else, but I'm going to take into account if you're not using a legal board. I'll do my best to judge, tape measures or whatever you guys start to use. Let's see here. Was there anything else I wanted to say about that event? Nope. We will go over the dates real quick for the 24-hour events because I think I have all the dates. Yeah, all the dates are listed right next to the events. If you're going to fish the 8-hour event, make sure you check the start and end time because they change every single month based on weather and boating conditions via pleasure boaters. Every single boat tournament changes. Every single monthly boat tournament that I'm aware of, they change their start and end time almost every single month or every single season, depending on the weather, etc. So we're not going to be any different there. I don't want guys out there 4 or 5 p.m. in the middle of summer trying to fish in a tournament in the Ohio River when you have yachts going. It's just, as an administrator, you got to protect your athletes from themselves as well. All right. What else? Last but not least, a handful of guys have been urging me to pay myself in some way. I just feel gross paying myself. That's just a me thing. If you're an administrator and you pay yourself, I'm not saying you're doing anything wrong. I just feel gross paying myself. But there is a lot of work that goes into this. I'm not going to pat myself on the back or anything, but there is genuinely a lot of work that goes into this. So we came to an agreement that whoever is running, we're going to put it into the rules. Whoever is running kayak catfishing tournaments, whether it's me or somebody down the road, and obviously people can change it if they want, they get 1 free national level tournament entry a month. And I think that's a very fair deal. There will be ways to enter X amount of tournaments without going over your W2 or W2. So I will figure out a way to enter as many tournaments that will keep me under having to give myself a W2. It's not hard. It's like $660. So that's going to be for me going forward and whoever ends up taking this over going forward. So if I am in a national level event, you guys will see like Angler 12, no entry fee, but it is good to justify it for somebody to take this over. Like, let's say my day comes and I can't take this over anymore. It is important to make sure there is some kind of payment to whoever takes it over because it is a lot of work. It's a big time commitment. And there's very few people on this planet who would be doing all this for free. So, all right. You feel dirty little man. Stan, so as far as bank's concerned, I'm open to anything you guys want to do. If you have a group of anglers that want to do a 24-hour event like in a week, I'll set it up. Like, just let me know. This is the water's your oyster. Like, do whatever you guys want with it. It doesn't matter to me. If you guys want to have a weekend tournament every single weekend, I'll set it up. It doesn't matter to me. So, yeah, bank guys, if you're still in here, if you're from another body of water and you have like 6 anglers that want to get something going and you guys just don't want to compete nationally, let me know. I will set you up a series and we will get something worked out. Same thing with the bank guys. Like Stan, you just said, is there going to be 24 hours for the bank? We could absolutely do it. We just started off with the month longs because it's super simple. It gives everyone plenty of time to prepare for it. Next month, no holds bar. But hey, if you get a bunch of guys with like legal boards, let's let's get a 24-hour event started. I would love to even host events. Like if you guys want to like go out and fish and me jump on this live and host events and like pull guys in live and do a little smack talk and kind of like how Kevin Lakin's been doing his events. I'm all down for that too. Let's make this as big as possible. So, all right, let's see here. I did lay the hammer down on Loki. No, he was just sick of being in the crate. Any questions? Any questions, guys? I am notoriously terrible for not looking at chat, but I stared at it my entire last time I was live fishing, and I stared at it the entire time I was live this time as well. So I'm going to give it 20 more seconds for any questions. But in the background, we will have kayak catfishing tournaments that store up in the background. My coffee tastes even better out of my kayak catfishing tournaments mug. And I always chase my coffee with water out of my kayak catfishing tournaments mug. All right. Everyone have a good one. I'm extremely excited for all the new stuff and the new formats, and let's just keep this growing. Kayak Mike out of here.